The year is 1940, and Europe is having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. A dictator and his enormous army are storming across Europe like a chaotic toddler inside a Lego shop. Poland, gone. Norway, gone. Belgium, gone. France, gone. Oh no. Now only one country stood between complete control of Europe, Great Britain. Back in London, everyone was panicking. No one was taking control of the situation arriving at Britain's door. Britain's Prime Minister, Neville Chamberlain, had spent years trying to avoid another world war. His plan was simple: talk politely, sign agreements, and hope Hitler behaved himself. Unfortunately, dictators don't usually keep promises. That plan didn't exactly work. Britain needed a new leader, and fast. Fortunately, Britain had one very grumpy backup plan. His name was Winston Churchill.
No.
The dictator looked at one elderly gentleman and thought this would be easy. Now, if you looked at his resume before 1940, you probably wouldn't have hired him to run a lemonade stand. He hated school and even failed his military entrance exams several times because he couldn't pass maths.
You must try harder, Winston.
Later, he escaped from prison during a war and suddenly became a national hero. Then came the First World War, and one of his biggest mistakes. His plan went so badly, he was blamed for the disaster and pushed out of government. For years, hardly anyone wanted him in government, so he spent his time building brick walls. But he never stopped warning everyone about the growing danger across Europe. Everyone told him to sit down and stop worrying. Then, exactly what he warned about started happening. Suddenly, everyone remembered the one person who'd been warning them all along. On the 10th of May, 1940, he finally became Prime Minister. 3 weeks later, Britain's entire army was trapped on a beach called Dunkirk. There was nowhere left to run, and almost no way home. There weren't enough Navy ships to rescue everyone. So he asked ordinary people to do something extraordinary. Something incredible happened. Hundreds of ordinary people sailed across the English Channel to rescue complete strangers. More than 300,000 soldiers escaped because ordinary people refused to leave them behind. They saved the army, but almost all of Britain's tanks, trucks, and heavy weapons were left behind. The dictator thought Britain would finally give up. He even offered peace. Instead of surrendering, he told Britain they would fight on, no matter what. Those words gave millions of people hope when they needed it most. So Hitler came up with a new plan: attack Britain from the sky. For months, the skies above Britain became one giant battle. Every morning, Churchill visited bombed streets, shook hands with ordinary people, and reminded them they weren't alone. Even while bombs fell around London, he refused to look frightened. Against the odds, Britain's pilots refused to back down. Eventually, he gave up trying to invade Britain. Round 1 went to Britain, but surviving wasn't the same as winning. Britain still needed two things: secret brains and a very rich friend. First, Britain gathered some of the smartest puzzle solvers in the country. Together, they built an incredible machine that could solve secret enemy messages. Imagine your opponent reading your homework before you'd even handed it in. Suddenly, Britain knew what was coming before it happened. Now Britain needed one more thing: a very rich friend across the Atlantic. Soon, ships began crossing the Atlantic carrying food, fuel, trucks, and weapons. Britain finally had the supplies it desperately needed. Then everything changed. America officially joined the war, and suddenly, Hitler had a much bigger problem. That night, Churchill slept soundly, because for the first time, he believed Britain would survive. Little by little, the Allies began pushing back. In 1944, the Allies returned to Europe in the biggest invasion the world had ever seen.
This was not part of the plan!
Then, after nearly 6 long years, the war in Europe was finally over. The man who had refused to surrender was now standing in front of a nation celebrating victory. You'd think after winning the biggest war in history, everyone would want him to stay. Instead, Britain held a general election. And to almost everyone's surprise, he lost. People still admired him. They just wanted someone different to rebuild the country after the fighting had ended. He spent his later years painting, writing books, and enjoying a much quieter life. History isn't usually changed by one person, but sometimes one person's courage helps millions find their own.